Recommendation, those of you going east, that's LA and beyond, follow the road right out here. Those going the other way.
Kicking off. And it's going to be headed towards Ernie Shim, their big running back. He waits for the stack. Here's the wedge, and they'll bust it to the 25-yard line and squeak just across the 25. This game's underway. Waiakea with the opening possession. Ernie Shim taking it to the 26-yard line. It's 1st and 10.
Jay, a great start for Waimea and their kicking team. Sean Jardine putting a deep kick, and Waiakea very slow in setting up their wedge. Waimea with a great rush up there in front, breaking the wedge and making a good stop.
You know, I was surprised with the speed that Waiakea's got, that they were so slow in developing that. You know, they did not really make an attempt to run the ball back until they had set the wedge up, which really cost them, I think, a few yards. The great Johnny Young, ready to go, puts a man into motion on the option, calls his own number, takes it up over the right side across the 30 to the 34-yard line.
Jay, from the outset, Waiakea running a triple slot left and with one back, and showing their power to the wide side of the field, but Johnny Young running the option to the opposite side of the field, picking up a good gain. Waimea just definitely needs to stop Johnny Young. In order to stop that option, they need to get to him, make him pitch the ball.
Young, a senior, passed for 1,342 yards and 21 touchdowns. On the next play, they're going to hand off the left side dive. Not much running room. They're going to be stopped short of the first down at the 35-yard line. In the backfield, Ernie Shim, a junior at 5'6", 145. He averages just over 7 yards a carry. Chevis Lamoya also in the backfield with an impressive 9.8 average for carry. And a gentleman we saw a year ago, Ross Kalani Kekuavela, who ran very well as a sophomore.
Yes, he's a power fullback. Daniel Tafua came up with a great stop from the backside on the defensive tackle.
I formation. Wideouts now into motion, going to overload the left side. They're going to pitch and run to the left side. Ernie Shim gets hit in the backfield, reverses, cuts back to the near sideline, grabbed and stopped at the 31 for a loss. Oh boy, coming up on that play is going to be Daniel Tafua, another one.
Jay, Waiakea just trying to power the ball, running their power sweep out of their I formation, and Waimea with great penetration from their defensive end, and Tyson Core came up, and Ernie Shim reversed his field. Daniel Tafua showing good quickness, making a stop on the back end.
It's 4th down. Sean Jardine back to return the punt. He'll stand just in front of the 30-yard line. Waiakea with a good snap. There's some pressure. He's going to get a nice booming kickoff. Jardine will call for a fair catch at the 34-yard line, and that's where Waimea will get it with their first opportunity tonight.
Jay, no punt return set up by Waimea. Waimea going out from the outset, charging full speed ahead, trying to block that kick, and number 85 got in there close. I believe that's Solibio, and Jardine calling for the fair catch. He got great field position on their first possession.
Solibio, another one of those all-stars from the Waimea team, and we will announce that at halftime. We'll give you the full rundown on the all-star team, but Michael's just had a great year. Here are the Menahunis with Alden Pablo into motion. A pitch to the right side. It's Jardine, and he's got a bit of a hole. Takes it to the 40-yard line and a gain of 6 yards.
Jay, Waimea coming out with a new wrinkle there. They came out in an unbalanced formation with their tight end. They had a slot there with a wideout, and Waimea running a power sweep that way, picking up a good gain of 6 yards, mostly by Sean Jardine himself, being initially hit 2 yards after the play.
Jardine, the single setback via slot to the left side. Pablo, and now we're going to have whistles, and I believe we're going to have Well, I'm not really sure what they're going to do. They're pointing at, the line judge is pointing somewhere at the Menahunis, and it'll be against Waimea. And I think they're going to call the wide out receiver for stepping into the neutral zone, but he had not really passed where the ball was.
You're right. Unusual call there by the officials. Called an encroachment call on Leslie Paisha on the wide out. And I can't figure out, the play wasn't in motion, but let's see what Waimea does under this adversity.
They might have faked him out too, giving him that foot spot to where he can start from. Either way, it's 2nd down and 10. A pitch to the left side. Jardine looking for a hole. He's going to turn the corner. Cuts it back up over the middle to the 40. 45. Still on his feet. Breaks through to the right side. Stumbles and down he goes at the 38-yard line into Waiakea territory.
Jay, Sean Jardine just doing it all on his own with great blocking. He got a great block from number 10, Alden Pablo, a crackback block, and Jardine just broke a few tackles there and almost broke it all away, if not for a shoestring.
So we know that even though Waiakea is heavily concentrating on stopping Jardine tonight, they have not been able to do it here in the opening series. The Menahunis on the move into Waiakea territory from the 39-yard line. 1st and 10. Here's the snap, a fake. They're going to throw it to the far left side. It's going to be overthrown. The pass intended for Tyson Pereira, and he had beaten the coverage by a couple of steps.
Jay, Tyson Pereira, if he ran that corner route without backing up, he would have caught that ball. Waimea, they got the momentum going. Let's see them pick it up right here.
2nd and 10, still out at the 39-yard line. The ball set at the far hash mark, and now there's going to be a flag thrown on the far sideline. Maxi Moreno, that's Leo Raposo over there, going to usher the Warriors and their entourage into the, or back off of the field. They had really come out of that box, and it's something that, the other leagues don't necessarily enforce as strictly as they do here in this league. On 2nd and 10, handoff, and it's going to be, here comes Jardine, 35-30, breaking tackles down to the 25-yard line. He will have another 1st down for Waimea.
Jay, a great hole opened up again. Mason Moriguchi coming out with a great lead block. They came out with the big play pass, and it failed on 2nd down, but when you get a Sean Jardine running, it doesn't hurt you. He just picks up the 1st down on 2nd down. It's amazing.
It was interesting, too, to listen to Coach Kobayashi talk about the smallest of holes, and Jardine will take advantage of it. But right now, Waimea's offensive line just knocking huge holes out there. Justin Ganadon, a quarterback tonight for the Menahunis, the biggest start of his young life. He'll fake to Jardine, steps into the pocket, wants to throw. It's going to be batted down and incomplete. Ganadon was just rocked as he let the ball go.
Jay, in Waiakea just stacking up against Sean Jardine. They got 9 guys up front just trying to stop Sean Jardine, and Waimea was still able to run the ball. You wonder why they're going to pass. They might get sacked. They might get a sack and a fumble. If you're running good, why change?
Van Jardine in the backfield. Jardine the tailback. Ganadon takes the snap, hands off to Jardine, right side, another monster hole inside the 20 to the 15-yard line, and flags go down late. Jardine coming up with a face mask. Let's see if he called it. He did. Face mask against Waiakea. Boy, that gets the Menahuni fans pumped. That'll give him a 1st down by penalty.
Jay, showing that pass wrinkle may be a good call by Waimea. They're opening it up, making them think, and they're running plays on 2nd down. Just go at will. If you're doing it good, you can't cut down anybody.
Well, you had talked with Coach Lino before the ball game, and he had mentioned that he was going to stack it with either 8 or 9 guys up on the line. And of course, if they do that and really concentrate, you've got to throw them off somehow.
Well, he said no matter how great Sean Jardine is, he said he'd never seen one player beat 11, and he's stacking up all 11. He's daring Justin Ganadon to try and burn them deep. And if he does, he said, good with Waimea, but he's going to try and stop Sean Jardine, but he hasn't been able to so far.
Well, probably what he has underestimated is that the Menahunis never play with one man, that they've always come out with a team. So if you think that it's just one guy out there, you've miscalculated Waimea, that's for sure. It's a 1st and 10, rather 1st and goal to go. A pitch to the right side to Jardine, halfback option. He's going to throw a touchdown. Waimea to Pereira in the end zone, wide open and all alone.
Jay, what a play. Waimea faked an option. Ganadon pitched the ball beautifully to Sean Jardine. The lineman didn't sell out the pass play. The trickery works. Waimea with a big touchdown there and gets on the board first. It's going to be an awesome game right here.
Sean Jardine showing just how versatile he is. Able to strike it. He had tried this several times in the season, and he's really got a great arm, and anybody that's been a fan of Jardine's for a while knows that he can throw the ball. He's going to go for the extra point now. Taking a long time. Waiakea sets their line. Here's the snap. Jardines threw the ball, kicks it up. It's good. Let's pause with 7 minutes, 28 seconds on this first quarter scoreboard. It's Waiakea 7, Waiakea nothing.
Came on. Great.
Jardine, the KIF Offensive Player of the Year, and he has really showed why here in the opening series. Here is a line drive, just a monster kick to the 4-yard line. Shim going to bring it out a little bit quicker. 20, still on his feet, broken through. He's to the 40-yard line, wrapped up and brought down, and guess what? It's number 12 out there, Sean Jardine on the stop.
Jay, a big return by Waiakea, this time not stopping and letting Waimea come up with the momentum, but Waiakea just took off with that wedge, opened up a big hole. You know, Waimea sends guys like Alden Pablo just kamikazes at 5'4", 131, and Waiakea, you know, with that size advantage, just opened up a big hole.
It seemed much smarter for them to be able to run the way that they just did. Shim's got great speed. Here's a 1st and 10 play from the 44-yard line. Johnny Young steps back, looks to the left, over the middle, cuts out of the pocket, on the run to the 50 into Menehune territory, and he is stopped at the first down marker at the 46-yard line. We'll wait for the spot to see if they got enough for the downs.
Jay, you know, it may be arguable, but you know, a lot of coaches are saying Johnny Young, he's already being recruited by Division I teams at the quarterback position. He just may be the top quarterback in the state. They're unbeaten, and you know, so far nobody's been able to stop him. And if you just watch him, he's definitely a college prospect.
Yes, and he is definitely the reason Waiakea is playing in this ball game tonight. It is enough for a first down. 1st and 10 for Waiakea. Young, hands off, trying to get out of the backfield. It's Lamoya to the far side, strung out and stopped for a loss. The Menehunes swarm on defense, stringing that play to the far sideline.
You know, Jay, the defensive backs of Waimea, Randy Villanueva and Alden Pablo, are just fooling these Waiakea coaches. Their run support at their small size is just awesome, and they can hit.
Alden Pablo really had a fine season, coming on very strong in the second half. Aaron Labugian also in on that tackle on the far sideline. Loss of a yard on the play, 2nd down and 11 out at the 47-yard line in Menehune territory. Waimea with a big front. Young fakes, steps back into the pocket, looks to the left, fires it. It'll be complete and out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Kubujiri on the reception, a senior. 3rd down coming up now.
Waiakea nicely executes that play-action pass, and Johnny Young, a great passer on the run. He hits a wide-open Waiakea receiver for a good gain, but you know, Waimea needs to get a big stop here at 3rd and 6.
3rd down coming up. Lamoya in the backfield. Kekuavela in an I formation along with him. Young fakes to both, steps back, heavy pressure, dumps it off to the left. It's going to be incomplete, and a flag is thrown on the play. Maybe a holding call, but that was a desperation screen by Young. He was lucky to get that thing off. He had some big pressure coming in from the linebackers.
Tyson Core coming on a blitz, and Michael Salibia from his defensive line position just coming in too quick for that screen to be executed. Great pass rush there by Waimea.
We'll see what the flag is about. It could bring up a 4th down. And we will see now. Maxi Moreno is going to be talking with the Menehunes, so apparently it would be against Waiakea, and it was thrown in the holding zone where it's normally tossed for a hold, and we'll see what happens. It'll be an ineligible receiver downfield against Waiakea.
You think with this penalty, Waimea would be best to decline a penalty and challenge Waiakea to go for it on 4th down, because Johnny Young is a good passer.
That's right.
You don't want to give him another chance.
They would have a 4th and 5 if they take the penalty. And Kobayashi now indicating that he's going to decline the penalty, and yes, the Menehunes will decline it. So Young looks to the far sideline to see what head coach Tim Lino wants him to do. 4th and 5, they just might go for it.
I think they will, Jay.
Jardine and Vea dropping back a little bit, but they're playing the safety positions tonight.
Well, it's just obvious, you know, that Waimea needs a good pass rush, either by blitzing or whatever, because the Waiakea receivers will get open if Johnny Young has time.
Crucial part of this first quarter. They're going to go for it. Young steps back, 2 men over the middle. He's got time, dumps it off short to the left. It'll be complete. Good for the first down. Knocked out of bounds inside the 30-yard line is Waiakea.
Johnny Young, a great job finding his secondary receiver. The first receiver not open, but just having too much time back there. Waimea coming with a stunt, but still not enough pressure.
That was Ernie Shib able to slip through over there and find himself an open spot of that zone. And Young with great presence of mind, and he had good time. His line really bought him some extra time. The completion takes it to the 28-yard line. 1st and 10 for Waiakea with 5:29 to go in the first period. It's 7-0 Waimea here in the early goings. Young ready to take the snap, puts a man into motion. He'll hand off. Kekuavela to the line of scrimmage to the 25, breaks a tackle. 20-10 inside the far sideline. Touchdown Waiakea.
Jay, 3 Waimea tacklers missing tackles on that simple play right up the middle. It's evident that this is going to be an offensive shootout, because if Waiakea gives the ball to Kekuavela, Waimea is going to have trouble tackling him, and it just appears that nobody's going to be able to stop each other if they keep running their plays that are working.
Waiakea now going to attempt to tie this ball game. Michael Aina to go for the extra point for the Warriors.
And it's Aina will try to keep the extra point.
Wait for the snap, a long wait, a high snap. The kick, it's going to be up, it's good. We're going to pause. 5:18 remaining in the first period. We're tied. It's Waimea 7, Waiakea 7.
Plays, and you can tell he's just pumped about this game, and he's probably just begging the coaches, just give me that ball and let them try and tackle me.
Jardine is back, waiting for the kickoff. And here it comes, a bullet headed towards the corner, and it skips into the end zone. Touchback will bring it to the 20-yard line, so Waimea will have an 80-yard drive ahead of them to try to regain the lead here.
Well, you know what would help Waimea is that if they can establish a long drive, eat up some of that clock, because that Waiakea offense just tires you out as a defensive player. They can pass, they can run that power game. Just too much. Waimea needs to keep that offense on the field.
That's right, and try to just really kill as much of the clock. I know it's very early in the ball game, but they got to take care of that clock starting now. Hand off to Jardine, left side, cracked at the line of scrimmage, fighting his way through the pile, and he's going to take it close to the 24-yard line. A 4-yard gain when apparently there was nothing from the beginning.
Yes, Waimea unfortunately just has mainly one weapon in Sean Jardine. Waiakea with Johnny Young and Kekuavela and Ernie Shim has 3 weapons. Waimea needs to have, these drives that will just eat up some of the clock and, really tire out the Waiakea defense.
Villanueva wide to the near sideline. Here's a receiver, double wide out for the Menahunis. Here's the handoff, quick opener up the back. It'll be Valen Villa across the 25-yard line. He'll gain 2, his first carry of the ball game. Actually, no, that was Alden Pablo on the carry. Here comes Villa into the huddle.
Like you said earlier, as we were talking before the game, Waimea, with Waiakea so focused on Sean Jardine, they need to give other people the ball, and maybe Villa and Pablo need to get some good yards in order for Sean Jardine to last 4 quarters.
It's a 3rd and 4 for the Menahunis. They'll hand off. Jardine, head down, fights his way through the pile, struggling across the 30 for the first down, and he took that one an extra 3 yards with Waiakea Warriors hanging all over him.
Number 57, Brian Azevedo, had the Sean Jardine wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, and Sean Jardine just picked that all up on sheer determination. What a great run there.
Some of the Warriors losing some of their hand towels that they've got wrapped to their waist. Jardine came out with a couple of those. They had tackled him, but it looked like he was the one pulling them off. 1st and 10, Waimea. Pro set formation, slot to the left side. Justin Ganadin pitches to the right side over to Jardine. He's got the hole. He's out over the 35-yard line, still on his feet. First down, 45 midfield, far sideline, knocked out of bounds at the 45. What a great run for Sean Jardine.
And Jay, for those non-believers out there, coaches have made calls to UH and, tell them, please, just come and look one time. UH keeps denying that Sean Jardine is picking up yardage against any credible team, but, against Waiakea, the way he's rolling, he's going to roll for over 300 yards. I hope they take a serious look.
They should. He ran for over 200 yards against Punahou, and they're no slouch. On another 1st and 10, a pitch. to Jardine. Left side this time. He's got some holes. He's got some blockers. Knocked down at the 41-yard line. He was hit from behind at the 45 and slid forward to the 41. Jardine close to another first down. It'll be a second down and about 3 to go.
So second down and 3 yards to go.
Again, you know, the concern with Waimea, they just gave him a break right now. We got a timeout here. But Sean Jardine is just working so hard.
With one of the senior defensive linemen down there.
And one of the 9 guys stacked up front within 3 yards of the Waimea offensive line. They're really stacked up trying to stop Jardine, and they're going to stop him at times, but let's hope Waimea can keep opening up those holes.
That defense, incidentally, averages 5'11" and 195 pounds. Third down, short yardage. Handoff right up the middle. It's going to be a first down, and Alden Pablo picks up the yardage. Jardine with a great job faking everybody out to the far side. Pablo with a quick opener up the middle, and Kaimi Aguiar and Mason Moriguchi just knocked a huge hole for him.
The big 2 up front for Waimea, Aguiar and Moriguchi, just opened up a quick opener right up the gut, and Alden Pablo with a great quick run. You know, the only concern is that these guys, Pablo and Villa, as long as they don't fumble, you know, they're going to get some good yardage with Sean as a decoy.
Villa back into the field. He'll go slot to the right side. Pablo on a slot left. Single setback will be Jardine. Now Pablo into motion to the far right side. They're going to pitch. Oh, look out. Here goes Villa on the misdirection near side. 30, stumbles on his feet. 25, neck tackle down at the 20-yard line. What a great call for the Menahooties. Oh, Kobayashi's on his game tonight.
Yes, Jay, great offensive plan laid out. Waimea coming out with the wide side with 3 wideouts, and Villa coming back from his wideout position on a pitch intended to the defense to Sean Jardine, and Villa running the opposite direction on a reverse there. Great call by Waimea.
Near capacity crowd here, and I guess if everybody sat down, there probably it would be a full house. Great to see football here at Hanapepe Stadium. Championship football belongs out here. Second down and a yard to go for the Menahoonies. Ganadin takes the snap, pitches to Jardine, looks to the far side. He's going to have to sprint to the corner. Now he's going to throw it to the end zone. There's Pereira. He dives. It's going to be incomplete. Pereira taking out Stoop Shimogawa right at the goal line, and Sean Jardine nearly tossed for another touchdown that time.
Jay, Waimea again trying that play that scored on a touchdown, running that option pass, and Sean Jardine thought about running for it, but he saw Tyson Pereira coming out in the open. He tried a perfect pass, but it was a little wide.
We've got 1 minute and 15 seconds left in this first period. The clock stopped with that incompletion. Waimea and Waiakea 7-7. It's going to be third down, 2 yards from the 21-yard line. Handoff to Jardine, right side following Moriguchi. He's got the hole. He's got the first down. Takes it to the 13-yard line.
Again, that offensive line, Moriguchi, Caesar opening up a big hole there. And Sean Jardine, you know, what can you say? He just keeps breaking tackles after the initial hit. It's just awesome.
He really does exemplify and show why he is indeed our KIF Offensive Player of the Year. Bobby Dela Cruz, the Defensive Player of the Year. Pablo in the backfield now with Jardine. Hand off to Pablo. Left side, he's got the hole inside of the 5-yard line. Nice run, and Alden Pablo really coming in with some nice running now, Ross.
Yes, again, you know, Waimea running that quick trap play right up the middle behind the center, and their strong guard, Mason Moriguchi, again, a big hole for Alden Pablo. Pablo really running hard, too.
Very animated Tim Lito on the far sideline trying to figure out what his defense can do to stop this drive. It began at the 20-yard line. The Menahoonies have taken it now down to the 6, where it is second down and 3. They can pick up a first down without getting a touchdown. They're going to hand off to Valen Vea in the backfield, wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. He won't get anything. That means it's fourth down. He picks up perhaps a yard at best, and it'll leave third and a yard to go. Here's a tough call.
Well, with Waimea, you know, on the short side of the field to our near side hash mark, you know, a good play probably would be that sweep there to the wide side. Let Sean Jardine do it.
That's it for the first quarter. We are through a period, and we're going to pause at Hanapepe Stadium. It's Waiakea 7, Waimea 7.
Coela, man. We'll see a lot of
story. They say he stepped out of bounds on the...
But Daniel Tafua has gone into the backfield, and now timeout will be taken by Waimea. And I believe, Ross, it's because they had run out of time there. Well, coming back.
You know,
Justin Ganadin, this junior, ready to go. Takes the snap. Jardine with the call. Left side, puts his head down, motors through, and we're going to have to wait for the spot. He has stopped short of the goal line. But more importantly, we want to see if he picked up the first down.
looks like he got it, Jay. He's probably going to measure.
They're marking it at the 2, but we'll have to wait for the spot of the ball and the stretch of the tape. Put it down. The officials, Maxi Moreno. The referee tonight is stopping the clock. They're going to bring the chains out, and this is really going to be a crucial stretch. And the officials really surrounding the ball, so it's not giving anybody a good shot at it. Not that we have a very good angle from where we are, but I can tell you right now.
He's out of Sucas. For over 60 years, Otsukas has been serving the people of the Garden Island. Choice Otsukas.
Toes. He is pumped right now. You can tell that first down gave him a big lift.
You're right.
It is 1st and goal. Let's see what happens now. Big Daniel still in that backfield as a blocker. Alden Pablo back there, quarterback sneak. Excuse me, I'm sorry, they don't. Handoff is to Alden Pablo, and he's the happiest kid in the world. Alden Pablo with a 1-yard touchdown.
Waimea coming out again using Sean Jardine as a decoy, coming up with a quick opener with Daniel Tafua leading the hole, and just a huge hole. You know, Waiakea just focused totally on Jardine, and you know that other back that's in there, either Pablo or Villa, is going to get some big holes.
Jardine going to go for the extra point. Charles Ferguson to hold for him. There's the snap. He gets it down. The kick is up. It's good. Let's pause. 11:30 before halftime, and it's now Waimea 14, Waiakea 7.
Ball now on the 43-yard line.
Come on, guys!
I hope so.
Island and KIF champions. That's Waiakea and Waimea, and we got a dandy. The Menahunis up 14-0 right now here in the second period.
Crucial kickoff here. Sean Jardine last time kicked it right up the middle, and Ernie Shim just got all the momentum going up. Good if Sean can get it away from the middle a little.
Jardine's kick will come over to the near sideline to Kubajiri. Bounces at the 15. He'll pick it up at the 12. Out to the 15, looking for a block. He's hit at the back at the 16-yard line, and my goodness, what a stop for Puna Rivera. Puna came crashing through and wrapped him at the 15-yard line. Great stop.
Jay, you just got to give Sean that credit too. He just placed that kick perfectly away from Ernie Shim. You know, gave it to the other back there, and Waiakea just couldn't set up a good wedge, and Waimea got a great stop and putting Waiakea in a tough position to go 84 yards down for a touchdown now.
Look too that Sean just had some way to be able to take all the air out of that ball, because once it hit the turf, it just went flat and dead. So it is a 1st and 10. Waiakea spreading out their receivers, and now I believe they're going to have to take a timeout. We're going to pause right along with them. 11:24 to go before halftime. It's Waimea 14, Waiakea 7.
And 5 come in.
Come on, boy!
Gotten their offensive system figured out. Keikoa Vela, the halfback. Ernie Shim, the tailback, in the I formation. They'll fake to Keikoa Vela, the option. They'll pitch it to Shim. He's wrapped up at the 11, and he's thrown for a loss. Oh, the Menahunis were all over him. Aaron Labugian, Puna Rivera, Randy Villanueva, Daniel Tafua, and Bobby De La Cruz in there.
Jay Labongan at 5'6", 152, put a big hit there on Ernie Shim, and you know, what a great play for Waimea, putting him in a 2nd and long position. You know, take them away from that tendency to just give it to Keikoa Vela, because I'm surprised they didn't give it to Keikoa Vela after that big run he had.
They've knocked them back to the 12-yard line, where it is a 2nd and 14. Young ready to take the snap, puts a man into motion with a slot to the right. He'll roll to the right, looking deep down the field, has time, fires, and it'll be complete at the 26-yard line. And then the receiver will give up a few yards and come back inside. So I think he may have lost his first down.
Again, Jay, Waimea just, it's tough to defend both the run and the pass, but they need to put pressure there on Johnny Young. If given the time, you can just see the wide receivers wide open there. Their passing game is very, efficient.
That time he had the first down, and the receiver actually trying to elude the defender gave up about 3 yards on that play. So it's a 3rd down and 2 now. Young with a triple backfield, hands off, and stopped at the 25-yard line, short of the first down is Keikoa Vela.
Robert De La Cruz coming up with a good stop, hitting him low as we talked about earlier. You can't hit a big guy like Keikoa Vela when you're a Menahuni, high. You got to knock him low and get him down.
And that time they did take his feet out from underneath him. Stopped him short. It's 4th and a yard to go at the 25-yard line. The ball just across the 25. And they need to get out across the 26-yard line. And, of course, they will go for it. It's a big down here. 4th down. The Menahuni's going to bring everybody up. Here's the snap. They're going to hand off Keikoa Vela. Stopped, or a loose ball on the field. We'll wait for them to unpile it. And it'll depend on the spot of the ball. They're going to put it. I believe that should be enough for the first down if they are going to call for the measure, but where it looks now, it will be about a half a football length enough for the first down.
Jay, he just got a good spot there too, man.
Yes, he did.
It appeared that he got stopped on a 31, and they gave him about 31 and a half there.
Very favorable spot. They will stretch the chains, and he's got it by a half a football length.
Man.
Very close, and again, it's always amazing the spot of the ball and what it can do.
Well, Jay, at that time, taking a chance, 4th and 1 at your 27, if Waimea were to stop him, that can just turn the whole complexion of the game.
Instead, it's a first down for the Warriors. Young ready to go. Menahuni's moving around on defense. Young takes the snap. Drops back, rolls to the left, fires it over the left, nearly picked off. Broken up by Randy Villanueva, the cornerback. The pass intended for Kubojiri. But Randy Villanueva really just bearing down on that play.
Jay, you've talked all year. I've heard you on the radio about these cornerbacks, Villanueva and, Alvin Pablo. And
I really like them.
So impressive. I'm just totally impressed with those two guys, the way they hit and the way they react on defense.
Pablo, a talented junior. Villanueva, a sensational sophomore. 2nd down and 10 now for the Warriors. Big Island champions. They defeated Maui last week. Young, straight drop back. Salibio right on top of him. Dumps it off with a screen. There's a flag on the play. The pass will be completed. A little screen to Lamoya, and he is stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain. However, there's a flag laying on the field at the 32-yard line.
Looks like an illegal man downfield. They waved the flag off. It was a middle screen there, and Michael Salibio forcing Johnny Young to get rid of the ball quickly with a good pass rush, and screen defended very well by Waimea's defense.
3rd down and 10, and virtually no gain on that play. Ball still out at the 26-yard line, right where it started about 3 downs ago. Menahuni's asked to come up with another big defensive play here. Young checks off on the defense. Looks in the backfield, single setback, drops back, now steps up into the pocket, hit, and he's sacked. Stopped at the 25-yard line, sacked for about a 1.5 yard loss.
Jay, a great relentless pass rush by Daniel Tafua made that play happen. What a great pass rush there. Michael Salibio also getting loose very often, and Waimea just coming up with a big stop there on Johnny Young. They need to put that pressure on him.
I think this is the best half of football I've seen Daniel Tafua play this season.
He looks very good tonight, very quick.
4th down to Waiakea. Will be punting on a 4th and 11. A high snap, and the kick is going to bounce, and now getting away from it and letting it go will be Sean Jardine. Takes a Menahuni roll back out to the 45-yard line. Waimea with pretty good field position here.
And the punter for Waiakea doing a good acting job. He could win an Academy Award there, trying to get a roughing the kicker call. Waimea nearly blocked that kick too. Number 20 getting in very quick there, Randy Villanueva.
Yeah, the officials really, and there have been contact throughout the season, Ross, with a kicker, and the officials here have been very reluctant. They've looked at that play very closely, and they're not going to buy the fake. First down for Waimea, protecting a lead with 7.5 to go before halftime. The pitch to the left side over to Jardine. Follows the crushing blocks and takes it out to midfield in a 5-yard gain. That's good for actually 6 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd down and 4, and Sean Jardine continues to be very impressive.
Well, good surge there on the left side, a strong side of Waimea. Mason Moriguchi leading the sweep, and good surge there. You know, those type of plays make it easy for Sean. It's a place that he gets stopped at the line of scrimmage and needs to get the 7.
That was the old USC student body left. 2nd down now, coming up with 3 to go. Handoff up the middle. There goes Pablo. Goodbye. 25-20, dragging a man to the 10, and he's down inside the 10-yard line. What a run for Alden Pablo. Wow, baby.
Jay, you know, Waimea just using 2 plays. They're running the sweep with Jardine, and when they key on Jardine, they come up with that quick opener right up the middle with Alden Pablo. The line is opening up big holes, and Pablo is just, you know, bursting through the holes.
Pablo just ran away from Waiakea. Fortunately for Waiakea, though, they had one man quick enough to drag him, or rather catch up to him about the 15, and Pablo took him another 6 yards. 1st and goal at the 8. Gonadin, hands off. Vea takes it to the 5. He'll pick up 3. 2nd down and goal to go. Valen has not really gotten very many carries tonight. Pablo has really taken the starshine, but Vea, and once he gets untracked, is equally effective. It's amazing how Waimea continually finds the sprinters in the running back, and there's no shortage. You know, I think back about the Leonard Vegases. I think about the Gaspars. I think, well, one back that I really liked was Stephen Kelly Cooley. I mean, we had size and speed with that guy. On the 2nd down play, handoff. Here's Jardine struggling, diving, reaching, stretching, and he's down to the 1. Oh, man.
You know, you just wonder, pound for pound, with the fight that the young backs that Waimea always has the hard runners like Carl Lims and, you know,
there's another one.
You know, their relentless effort. You wonder if they ever had that size of these, you know, Malin guys, what they would do. They'd be in the NFL.
They really would. There's just no question. I mean, look what Adrian Morel did from Lelihua High School. He had much better height and weight behind him, and he's playing for the Jets like a great running back. On goal to goal.
Jardine scoring from the 1.
Under adversity has Justin Gonadin starting at quarterback for, you know, Castro. You know, Castro is just a leader on the team the whole year, but Gonadin is just executing perfectly. He's got this blue machine just going, and you know, Waiakea just can't stop him, and Waiakea has a good defense on paper.
Waimea has now put together in this period drives of 80 yards and 65 yards. They have taken it to Waiakea. Jardine to go for the extra point here. Charles Ferguson still holding for him. Aguiar waiting for this call. Here's the snap. The set is good. The kick is up. It's good. Let's pause. 5 minutes, 22 seconds before halftime. It's now Waimea 21, Waiakea 7. At the 40-yard line, getting ready to kick off. Stepping back to receive 2, and I believe is that, yes, that is Ernie Shim on the far sideline, and Kubajirti to the near corner, closest towards the Waimea bench. Jardine ready to kick off. Here he comes. The ball towards Kubajiri, and it's going to come to him at the 6. With it, almost put his knee down, takes it out to the 20-yard line, slips a couple of blocks, still on his feet, breaks loose at the 30, 35, Jardine takes him down at the 44-yard line, and a flag is thrown late on the play. Sean Jardine saved a touchdown. There will be a clip against Waiakea. At the 39, the flag was thrown at the 39, the penalty will be measured from there.
You know, JJ, the only weak part of the Waimea game, they've been extra sharp in every phase, but that kicking game just worries me. You know, the tackling there was very poor. They had them stop there at the 25, and you know, Waimea needs to wrap them up and put them down. These long kickoffs will hurt them.
The penalty takes the ball back to the 24-yard line. It'll be a first down, 10 yards to go for Johnny Young and company. And again, Waiakea coming into here with a 13-game winning streak. They're 13-0 in the 1996 season. Young with Kekau-Vela in the backfield and Lamoya the tailback. Man into motion, going from the near to far sideline. They'll fake. Young straight back into the middle of the pocket. Looks off to the left side, throws it incomplete at the 40 and throw just a little bit low. Pass that time was intended for Michael Aina, who is their kicker and wide receiver.
Waimea's defense just really got the Waiakea offense, you know, on their toes, and that time with a poor pass rush, Waiakea still not able to execute that pass play.
Notice Tyson Core getting to that line of scrimmage and taking a page out of some of the big boys' book, jumping up and getting his hands up there, at least trying to make a visual screen. 2nd and 10 now, coming up with 5 minutes left here before halftime. Young surveys the defense, gets under center. Man goes into motion to the far side with a triple right now. Straight drop back, looks to the left, looks up the middle. He's going to hand it off Kekau-Vela. Hit at the 30-yard line, and down he goes. Quick little pitch to Kekau-Vela.
Well, Johnny Young backing up into his pass play and dumping the ball off to Kekau-Vela. And Waimea coming up with a good stop there. Alvin Pablo with a nice tackle low on Kekau-Vela. Puts Waiakea again in a crucial 3rd down situation.
It'll be 3rd down, 4 yards to go at the 30-yard line with the ball on the near hash mark. Wide side of the field to the visitors' side. Kekau-Vela in the backfield, the single setback now. Young puts Shim into motion, turns around, spins on a quarterback keeper, gets across the line, breaks free. He's got the first down. It's one-on-one against Jardine. A race to the corner. Jardine takes him out of bounds at the 39-yard line. Young again showing that time why he is the pride of the Big Island.
Just a great option quarterback. Young keeping a ball and breaking a few tackles and breaking wide open. Lucky Waimea has shot Jardine back there.
First down for Waiakea. Plenty of time on the clock. 4:07. It was stopped when he went out of bounds. They spot the ball at the 40, let's see if I can pick this up, 43-yard line. Timeout taken by the Menahoonies. Let's pause right along with them at 4:02 remaining at the halftime. It's Waimea 21, Waiakea 7. First and 10 at the Menahoonee 43 for Waiakea. Young takes the snap, 4 steps back, pocket collapses, rolls to the left side. He's going to run with it to the 40. Waiting are the defenders at the 45, and he sneaks in, at the 35, and he sneaks into about the 32-yard line, very close to the first down marker.
Give the Waiakea line a lot of credit there. They're giving Johnny Young a lot of time back there, and you know, the ends need to contain Johnny Young. That time Johnny Young eluding the Waimea defensive end there and getting open for a nice gainer.
Well, you really have to admire this quarterback's vision of the field. He really can see and know exactly how to react to it. Very smart play by this Johnny Young of Waiakea. 1st and 10. He had enough for the first down at the 32-yard line. Takes a snap, fakes it to Kekau-Vela, calls his own number, dives forward to the 25-yard line. Brought down at the 25 by Ricky Fernandez.
You know, with Waiakea's various plays, Waimea seems to have a little trouble with that option, but you know, give the Waiakea team a lot of credit. They have a lot of plays, a lot of formations, and you know, with a quarterback like Johnny Young, you can do that.
That's right. They do have a very intricate offense, something that Waimea has not really seen throughout the year. Although they might have studied it, they have not played against it. Huge gain of 8 yards. It's 2nd down and 2 now. Young takes the snap, fakes to Shim, drops back, looks over the middle, throws it incomplete, bouncing right off the pads. Chevis Lamoya was the intended receiver. Randy Villanueva, though, right on top of him.
A great play there by Villanueva, hitting receiver there, number 22. Let's get his name there. Lamoya. As soon as the ball reached him, and Waimea, unlike Waiakea, has a few plays, but the difference is their execution with their few plays, is that much better. However, Waiakea takes a philosophy that, they have a lot of plays and they try to confuse you.
And sooner or later they will confuse you if they throw enough at you. 3rd down and 2 still after that incompletion. Young swaggers up behind the center. Steps back, a fake step. Waits a moment, now takes the snap. Rolls to the right side. The southpaw looking deep to the corner. Throws it back over the middle. And it'll be complete for a 1st down at the 15-yard line.
It's like Leroy Shelton. He's another college prospect, 6'2", 170-pound senior. Wideout coming across the middle. And Chart Jardine laying a good hit on him a little late, then a ball almost coming loose.
Shelton caught 13 touchdown passes in the season. He might be hurt too. He went to the sideline immediately after that play. 1st and 10 now, out at the 13-yard line. Waiakea mounting a drive of their own. Young tries to sneak it up the middle. He is hit immediately and stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
It's like number 64 coming up for the stop for Waimea. That would be Kelly Aguilar.
And let's see, the officials are waving to stop the clock. I believe Waiakea maybe, yes, Waiakea is going to use their final timeout of the half. Let's pause. 2 minutes and 6 seconds to go before halftime. It's still Waimea 21, Waiakea 7.
They just needed to slow them down a little bit more. Make them use some of the...
Now Kubojiri is in the backfield. Kekua Vela joins him as the halfback. And again, that little stutter step backwards by the quarterback, almost a false start. On a reverse, they're going to hand it off. The Menahunis stringing it out. They miss a couple tackles. Now they're going to wrap him up, and down he goes. Michael Aina on a wide receiver reverse, and that's going to be a loss on the play.
Ricky Fernandez, a defensive end, made that play happen by containing the reverse man, and Waimea other players catching him on a pursuit, but Ricky Fernandez really made a great play there, preventing Waiakea from executing that reverse.
Loss of 6 on that play, so it's 3rd down, 15 yards to go. Not really a problem for Young, however. He'll stop back, deep in the pocket, looks over the middle to the end zone, intercepted by Vea. Vea will bring it back. 10, head down to the 12. What a big play for Waimea, and now a flag goes up late after the play.
Yeah, great play by Waimea. Waimea with a good pass rush, forcing Johnny Young to get rid of that ball, and a very errant pass. Vea picking it off. Waimea.
And there's a personal foul against the Waiakea Warriors.
I think at this point, Waimea just would be happy to go in with that 2-touchdown lead. If they can buckle loose Jardine on a long run, they may get a chance for a field goal also.
So the penalty, and it's a big one, 15-yarder, brings it out to the 28-yard line, and that's really some good, safe breathing room for the Menahunis. Jardine will be a deep tail. Vea back for protection. Slot to the left, man motioned, and there's going to be a false start on the Menahunis. A receiver was just leaning forward, and he lifted his leg off the ground. He just picked his shoe up off the ground, and that's enough to get that flag going. And unfortunately for the Menahunis, that will stop the clock. The 5 yards is not the problem, but it's stopping the clock. They really needed that clock to keep running with 1:13 left. They'd love to get into this locker room. Ross, you played a lot of football. A 14-point lead in a ball game like this is big.
Yes, compared to a 7-point game, Waiakea can stick to their game plan, but going in with a 14-point lead, Waiakea will need to get some quick scores.
Slot to the left and another false start. Menahunis again, and now they're shooting themselves in the foot. They're just going backwards without the clock even starting, and it's a problem with the receiver jumping the count.
But Waimea has played so perfectly that, these two incidents just stand out. But, what a great half played by Waimea. Probably the best half of the year, maybe compared to the Punahou game also.
You'd have to go back to Punahou. What a bookend, too. The way to start and the way to finish. So Waimea will try it one more time now. 1st down and 20 to go. They hand off. Jardine has a hole. It slips away. He still goes forward out to the 23-yard line. Oh, man. Can this guy run or what?
He's just To me, I mean, he's just a premier runner that the KIF has ever had. Racking up those numbers, just a small part. Just watching him, the way he picks up extra yard is just terrific.
Yeah, he ran for 1,344 yards and 20 touchdowns this season. Now, some people only want to count his KIF rushing. But if the record is 6-1 for state accounting, and here's another handoff to Sean, and he'll dive across the 27-yard line, 34 seconds of the clock. Well, anyway, my point is this. If Waimea's record for state competition is 6-1, and they're going to count that loss from Punahou, then why shouldn't Sean's rushing yardage in the Punahou game count for him? If the loss counts against Waimea, then everything that they did should count for them. He's got 1,344 yards in my book, not 1,141.
Well, with his accomplishments, as much as it's been, to me, there's no doubt that he's a state player of the year.
He is, and if he doesn't make the all-state running back, I don't know what's wrong. Well, I already do know what's wrong.
I will boycott that advertiser already.
That's it. It's halftime, ladies and gentlemen. Waimea Menahunis are heading to the locker room, and our score. Get your pads out.
Touchdown! Go Warriors! Go Warriors!
Also 6 yards.